I want to welcome you to our demo day recap. Inside this video, you are going to see some of the coolest things that are coming to the real estate technology space. And you're going to start to learn how SAM is replacing real estate CRMs for agents and teams across North America. We're going to be diving into a specific section, but stick through because this is one of many videos inside this series. And then at the very end, you're going to learn how you can claim an exclusive offer. Now, this was the offer we presented live to all of the real estate agents, but I'll let you in on a little secret. I'm going to give it to you. As long as you stick through all the way to the end, you're going to have access to this, and you're going to learn exactly how you can get into SAM once you've seen the power that it's going to bring to your business. AI is the hot topic word of 2026, and you are not going to want to miss a single thing that SAM has to offer. So without further ado, let's dive in.
One of the things that we really wanted to make sure that is available in the SAM is kind of a complete cradle to grave type of application, a system that allows you to start basic, but also grow as your business grows. If you think about the typical CRM that's out there, a lot of them, there's a lot of great CRMs out there. They do certain things, and a lot of generic ones that are good for keeping track of names and addresses and stuff. But we really wanted to focus in on what are those things that real estate agents in particular actually need in their business. SAM, Systems Accelerator Manager, is kind of a new class of CRM. We're trying to help you accelerate the systems that you have. That also includes integrations with existing systems that you have. So it's not just a matter of having one all-in-one piece of software that does everything, but one piece of software that helps you do all the things that you need to do in your business, which could include other applications that are out there. So Systems Accelerator Manager is this new class. The first thing that we do have on the system is our dashboard. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on here. There's a lot of capabilities for doing a lot of different things. These items can be hidden. They can be expanded out and viewed for just the things that you want to see. It can be confusing if you look at all of mine right now. It's just because I'm used to it. I'm used to diving in things, but you can turn on and turn off just the things that's important to you. There's a lot of information, business information that I want to be able to accumulate and be able to know and handle. And so any of these can be done very quickly. Most everything on here is quick links to get to other parts. And what I want to do is come back to this once you've seen the other parts, and then it'll actually make sense why all of these are here. The main thing is that you've got at your fingertips everything that you need for your business to do the things that you need to do. Now, when Cody originally started SAM, it was really born out of a necessity for helping real estate agents create content. He had gone in, actually had me as a guest speaker on several occasions, talking about how to build AI information, content, lead magnets, stuff like that through ChatGPT. That was kind of the big push. Everybody was doing ChatGPT. One of the things that we recognized early on was the fact that while we can teach all of the ins and outs of ChatGPT, there was just a lot of people that had that glazed eye, deer in the headlights look. I don't know if you guys are have deer in here in the Midwest. We have a lot of deer that cross the road and they get hit a lot. So you've got to be really careful about making sure that you keep an eye open for them. But what happens is as we were doing our training, real estate agents on how to do create different types of content and stuff through ChatGPT, it would just kind of get lost while we could teach it. they weren't really applying it well. So Cody went through and created what we call the generations, and generations allows you to generate content. Now, for this, one of the things that we train, I've trained it for years, is what I call my core strategies. CORE, it's the conversions, operations, retention, and experiences. And within each of those, the conversions allows you to identify those things that you do for getting your leads, that's generating lead magnets, generating nurturing types of things, all kinds of content that draws those leads to you, and then nurturing those leads through that period until they become actual clients. They've signed on the dotted line for either a buyer's agreement or a listing agreement of some sort. That's the conversion side. The operations is everything you do from the time you get that listing contract all the way to close. What are all the things that you do? Actually, even the listing itself, all the way from the listing all the way down to close. So there's lots of things that you do for the listing side, for the marketing side, for the transaction. That's all inside the operations. That's really where you make your money, and that's where we spend a lot of time creating content that helps notify your people what they need to be doing. And then the retention is everything after the close. What are those things that you do to help retain customers over time? Because unfortunately, in this industry, as real estate sales, you don't necessarily have somebody buying a house every month. So it goes 3 months, 6 months, for a lot of companies. But you guys are talking about 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road before they come back and buy again potentially. So you still need to create content that helps keep you relevant and in the know, and letting them know about your services so they don't forget you, so that somebody else's sign doesn't end up in their yard whenever they are ready to sell their house that you just sold them. So that's kind of the important part. Those three elements there. Now the experience part, it kind of encompasses all the three previous to this, where we want to create a world-class experience that encompasses these during that conversion process, during the operations process, and during the retention process, in order for you to give great service. So whenever Cody originally built this, it was a matter of saying, okay, we want to create some kind of conversion piece of content. Maybe we want to create a lead magnet. We want to put something together so that it's very personalized to our area or whatever niche maybe you have. Maybe you want to create a frequently asked questions type of flyer or handout of some sort. What niche do you actually serve? First time home buyers, downsizing, relocation. This is information that Sam knows about you, so you can quickly create content. You don't have to necessarily know prompt engineering in order to do it. You can just kind of step through a few questions. Whenever you build this screen out, just selecting a few items, you can even let Sam go in there and actually write your prompt for you. So based off of what it knows about you, about your needs, about what you're trying to achieve here, what's the overall objective of this lead magnet, it can go out there and create it. So it creates this prompt engineered process of what you want. Now you can go in and you can add as much to this as you want. You can enhance it more. You can do lots of things to really give Sam an idea of what you're wanting to do. And if you were using ChatGPT at that point, you could click on begin and let it go and do its thing. One of the things that a lot of coaches talk about whenever you're creating content through any like ChatGPT or Gemini or Grok or any of the other LLMs that are out there, large language models, it's just the ability to create content. Um, One of the things that they train is, hey, at the before submitting this, one of the things that you ought to do is ask a question to ChatGPT that says, ask any questions that might help clarify my intent or what you need to know to better serve you. Well, whenever we do it from here, whenever you click on begin, Sam knows that already. It goes through that process of building this piece, and then it says, okay, what questions would I have if I'm wanting to generate this for my user? Well, here are the questions. Here's some of the things that I might want to know more about what you want to do, and then you can fill it out. Well, not only does it come up with the questions, it also comes up with the answers based off of what it knows about you that you probably are going to answer. That's scary, but if it's not, you go in there and you make the adjustments to the information as you want. If there's any questions on here you find irrelevant, you don't want to worry about it or whatever, you can thumbs down it and it'll go away. Thumbs up, it's good. You fill out your questions. These are just clarity of questions of things that would help it generate better content. Then you click on continue or begin. Now, what it does then is it takes all of what it knows about you, your handwriting, your voice, how you communicate with your people through blogs and other things that you can submit to Sam. It can figure out how you talk, and then it will go through and it will create the content for that for you. So you can just see all kinds of good stuff here. Now, what this does is it can store this then, and we can go in and we can enhance it. We can refine it in different ways. There's some built-in prompting basically to help identify what are those things that I want to do. If I don't like what I see, I can click on regenerate, but it does keep every generation for you so you can kind of go in between and do what you want to do. Now, you could take this information just like you would take ChatGPT's information and you could send it to Canva, you could send it to Google Docs and pretty it up or do whatever you want to create the content. You can certainly do that. You can do that here as well. We do integrate with Gamma. For those people that are familiar with Gamma, you can send this information to Gamma, basically giving it kind of builds out its own prompt and stuff. We also have an integration with Manus. Manus is a deep research piece. So you could say, well, not only do I want the frequently asked questions of information that's come here, also give me some more details about maybe questions people in your area, and you can name out the area in St. Louis, Missouri, or Springfield, Missouri in my case, or LA or whatever. What are some of the questions that they have, and let Manus research it. It goes out, it'll do deep research on things as well, bring it in, and then the combined elements of what's been generated and what's been researched can then be sent out to Gamma to do some presentation stuff. You can give some specifics on what all you want to do, whether you want presentation mode, documents, social media. I really don't care too much for their social media piece right now. It may increase, but how many pages or cards do you want? You set that up and you hit generate. Now, I'm not going to do that. I've already generated some. It normally takes 5 to 10 minutes sometimes to generate all of those pieces and stuff. But what I can do is show you some that's already been generated that I've done. So for first time home buyer checklist, here's one where actually I've got a bunch of thumbnails in here as well. We allow you to create different types of thumbnails that goes along with it. And this is all my testing stuff. But for this particular one, I'm going to download the PDF that goes with this. So you can see it can take those checklist items, and of course it wasn't exactly the same checklist that we showed earlier, but it can take that information and then create pretty content that you can then turn into presentations for PowerPoint type stuff, or if you wanted to put it to a document, you can certainly put it into a document, but it takes all that knowledge of stuff that was created and generated and puts it into a very presentable display so that you can do stuff with it in a multitude of ways, and you can set up multiples of these different generations. You do have to have an account with Gamma, but the Gamma link that we give you, it's like 400 credits. You can do like 10 of these. I mean, it's pretty cool. So the whole idea here is generating content. That's the whole idea of the generations area, is generating content for your leads, for nurturing and stuff, for doing deep research and stuff about maybe the properties and stuff that are in your area for a particular listing. You can do all kinds of different stuff with each one of those, create those, and then use those. We also have an area in there for quests. So quests allow you to kind of step through and generate additional content that Sam knows about you. And as you generate this, it puts it into its knowledge base so that as things come up, it can utilize this information for generating other things as well. Including, you also do have the ability to do your business plan. So if you want to do a 2026 goal setting or business type plan for the year, you can kind of put it in there. It'll ask you some questions and it'll generate some of that. Hopefully you guys already have that for 2026, but if you don't, that is a great way of doing it. So this whole area is just for generating content. Cody, was that pretty clear?
Yeah, that was great. And I think that one of the craziest pieces of feedback that we've gotten as far as creating content goes is, everyone's always looking for how we can engage leads, how we can bring leads in, and how we can really give them that world-class experience. Well, when you're creating these pieces of content, not only are they written like you, easy enough to go into the profile, you click the top initials over on the top right, you can add in a writing sample and it lets you do that. But once Sam has that context, it's writing it like you, and then in just a snap, you're able to integrate with Gamma, and you could use Manus and actually start taking all of that information, putting it in a really nice aesthetic format. This has been really great. Honestly, Mark, I was the one who built the slideshow for this event. I should have used Gamma. That would have probably produced a much better result. But the ability for you guys to do that now, think about how each and every single resource you create, each and every single presentation you build for anyone who comes and visits your office, all of those can be custom built using that tool. Now imagine what's possible at that point when you start doing that. That to me is the real power.
One of the things that we do is we do have Sam set up for multiple different sizes of teams. You may be a solo agent, you may be a team, a small team, a large team. We have different teams, but our most popular is the 3-user system. If you're an individual agent, you can get Sam for $89 a month. If you're a team, it's $249. But we've got a lot of additional types of bonuses that we want to include with this. Number one is our brain in a box. So for the past several months, we have what we call our co-pilot. We also have a co-pilot light where people can, if they're at a point in their business where they want some help, some additional help beyond doing it themselves, where they pay us to do that work with them or get some extra time with us and go through that process over a 2-week period. We do a co-pilot light, and that's great and all, but there's only so much time in the week for me to be able to help the users be able to do things. So what we've done is we've put together what we call the SAM Foundations Program Guide. If you were if you were to look into our brain and analyze what we were going to be going over those 2 weeks, that's what's contained in the foundation guide. This is something where we spend a lot of time going through different things, but we've nailed it down to here are the things that you need to do. Here's the process that you need to do. And normally, that would be an $800 value because it comes with us. We're actually including that piece with this. So it's definitely of value there. The other thing that we're doing is whenever you get your normal account, users get a single landing page, a single assessment option. We will 10x that by including additional landing page abilities to create additional landing pages. A lot of people charge $30 to $50 a month to have landing pages, and we're doing that in this, including it for you. Very, very powerful in being able to create those assessments, being able to create those landing pages of different types to do things, and also the emailing whenever you do lead capture, the leads that come in, we also include those as well. One of the things that we do every week is we have what we call our office hours, but this really is a way to have access to us, the founders of the software, and be able to have us answer your questions. This is your time to be able to spend just really asking the important question. Now, if it is something to do with, I'm having this challenge, whatever, where we would need to look at your data, we'd probably set up a separate little 30-minute time just to go through that, so we don't share your data. But lots of people come to this, and it's just an open time where we get to spend time with you and answer all kinds of questions and stuff. So that's a very valuable piece as well. What can you remove? Well, a lot of old technology, your old CRMs, manually triggering things. A lot of CRMs out there, just they don't do automation, and they don't do it with AI. And hiring lots of experts to be able to do things. You don't necessarily need all the experts that are out there anymore. And as we continue to grow, that's going to be even more so, because we're getting rid of more and more things that you need from external places. We're actually including them into the software itself. So being able to remove a lot of stuff. So for what we're doing today is you can get, for the next 24 hours, you can get all the bonuses and stuff that goes with this. You choose whether you want the $89 a month or the $249 a month if you've got multiple users. On those, if you've got some, definitely talk to us. If you've got people that are kind of support people and they're not agents, but or actually, even if they are agents, we can work kind of through some of the user account pieces with you. But definitely, it's something that you're going to want as many people on this that's on your team as possible, so you can do the communication, do all the automations and stuff between each other. So that's very, very powerful. Now, if you are ready to order, you can go out to workflowsecrets.info/Sam order and be able to get the system right now. For the next 24 hours, you can get all those bonuses that goes along with it. Otherwise, after 24 hours, those stop. You still get a powerful system, but it's definitely worth the extra for doing it early if you want. One other thing that we've done is we've helped hundreds of agents be successful with SAM. And there's a lot of people that do that with the do-it-yourself path. If you're that kind of person, it's like, I really like to do it that way, but I really need help. We do have the ability to do our co-pilot program. Copilot is a 8-week program where we sit down with you 2 days a week, basically go through your systems. It's very customized. It's a one-on-one type strategy piece where we help you build out with your team the entire suite of what Sam does, helping you set up your contacts, make sure you get them imported and classified and set them up. We help you set up the different links to systems, external integrations and stuff. We also help you set up those routines, and we help you think through those the development of the different routines. This can be time consuming for most people. We actually go through and we can shrink it down into a very short time and make it very, very quick for you. It's just a matter of understanding your business. What do you want to do inside your business? And if you don't know that, then we help you figure that out. That's something that some people need to address. Personalized setup, all the different setup pieces, support, and feedback weekly. One of the things that is really nice for those people that are doing Copilot is that if they have extra integrations, things that we don't currently have, you actually get some of that. Depending on the integration, we can actually help build those integrations and stuff out on our end for you, and go through that process. So the other thing that we do is during that 2-week process, we actually include the subscription for you. So during that time, we actually don't charge you for SAM. And if you're doing a 3-user system, that could be $500 of savings there. So total value on that. If you was just to spend time with us, typically it would cost you around 12 grand to do all that. We've got it down to 3,600. You can do this. One of the limitations is there's only so much time that we have available for this. We've got people already going through Copilot, and we've only got 2 slots available. So if you're interested, certainly reach out, and we will work towards getting you into that. If you're interested in that, you can go to workflowsecrets.info/Copilot enrollment. So definitely take a look at that if you're interested.